How accurate are all those ads for robot vacuums out there? I'm going to test the new Dreame X60 Max Ultra Complete and see what's real and what's not. Real quick, if you want to keep up to date with all the latest Apple news and reviews, hit that subscribe button. There are a lot of robot vacuum cleaners out there, and while the animatics on their website always look so flashy, I'm always curious about how they actually perform those tasks in the real world. This video is sponsored by Dreame, where I got to take their latest vacuum and put it through a series of honest tests, just to see if each of their touted features holds up. I designed these tests and tried them out myself, and you can see the results in this video, how it performed. Specifically, I have the all-new Dreame X60 Max Ultra robotic vacuum and mop. It's a combo device that will help keep your home clean, and there are a few better homes than mine to test this in. I have 3 cats, 3 dogs, a couple of bunnies, as well as my wife and kids that all live in this house. I'm also in Ohio, so my floors are constantly covered with dried salt in the winter and mud in the spring. With our new baby going mobile, I'd like to keep those floors as clean as possible. I'll give you the high level of all the bot's features, and then I'm going to put a few of them to the test. The X60 Max Ultra comes with both the vacuum, the multifunction PowerDock, and a bunch of accessories. This is the complete version, so you get extra mop pads, pet solution, rollers, and dust bags in the box. It uses dual cameras for 3D vision that help it identify nearly 300 household objects and a protractive light to see in the dark. There are spinning mops that push downward as it goes to clean your floors and dual rollers for vacuuming. The mop can extend out to the side to clean right up against your walls and baseboards, and the spinning dust collector can extend into the corners too. And its wheels can lift the chassis, allowing it to climb over obstacles almost 3.5 inches in height. When finished, the PowerDock will charge the robot, clean the mop, warm air dry the mop pads, empty the dustbin, and refill the bot with more water. Here's what I'm going to be testing in my home. First, the mopping. It says it can detect messes on the floor and will repeatedly go back until that mess is clean. So let's try a few of the common messes in my home. Ketchup, honey, milk, and chocolate syrup, and see how well it does. It's also super low profile, so will it fit under our furniture? Then I want to test the obstacle avoidance. I'll test cables, frills in a carpet, even a shower curtain. That's been known to entice a few robo-vacs in the past. I'll then tackle the carpet cleaning with a lot of pet hair. Even the best vacuums I have tried have struggled a bit with this much hair getting trapped on my son's high pile carpet. That dog hair just gets clumped up, but I'm curious about how well the pressure plate and 35,000 pascals of suction can handle it. With that said, let's get into the testing. I set up my mopping test first. I threw down some chocolate syrup. Our toddler really likes to make his own chocolate milk as of late, which is, I guess, why milk is also a good one to test here. I initially poured like a little bit for the test, and then I went back and just dumped some more. It's rarely just a tiny amount of milk, so the quantity I felt was important. Harrison is also big on peanut butter and honey, so honey drops are also frequently found around our floors. And yeah, ketchup too, because even our baby has smashed her little fists into it. During this test, I did originally mess up first. Being honest with you all, I forgot to change the location, so the vacuum at first just drove straight through the mess without even an attempt at mopping, hence the tire tracks you see. But with take 2, it was good. It looks like both the honey and the quantity of milk put up a fight here. It made it through, but I could still see some streaks and there was still a puddle of the milk. Luckily, it has that automatic re-cleaning feature if it detects the mess is still there, and it did in fact go back to the dock and clean the mops before coming in for round 2, at which point it looked good. I got up close and personal with my phone and the whole thing was clean. It's a little hard to tell on camera, but there was no sticky residue at all, and I even went back and checked after it was completely dry and there's nothing there. It was completely clean. Honestly, pretty impressive. The fact that it tackled all of these messes from the pets and the kids has me kind of shocked a little bit. I did not think that it would get the honey so well. That's a tough one, it's so sticky. While mopping, the water is heated to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, but after, the mops themselves get washed with water that is near boiling. The 212-degree water from the PowerDock rinses and sanitizes the mops, which are scrubbed in the dock. So how do they look after cleaning up milk, honey, ketchup, and chocolate syrup? So here it just finished the clean cycle and are currently being actively dried by that hot air. And they look just wet. That chocolate and ketchup didn't stain these at all, which is crazy. So how does the vacuuming do? For this test, I put a row of debris on our hardwood floors here. There's cereal, courtesy of those little ones again, some flour. My partner is a baker, and so it's very fine, that flour, and sometimes vacuums struggle on that a lot. Then I've got a pile of pet hair that can collect like a tumbleweed. Finally, a candy wrapper. It's a bit big, so I'll be surprised again if it's able to actually grab that and pull it in, or if it's just gonna push it around or even try to avoid it. I wanted the vacuum to go in a nice line and just kind of go through all these, but of course that didn't happen. It just tried to clean the room and went around the edge first. So that first pass, it came in and just quickly grabbed like half the pile. It made a few more passes and got a lot of the flour and the Cheerios. Unfortunately, things took a turn and half of the mess ended up getting skipped. Until it swooped back at the end and got every last piece. Even the candy wrapper was successfully vacuumed up. High marks here so far, Dreame. What about the size? This is apparently Dreame's thinnest bot, and it measures 3.13 inches tall. It's a bit taller, but when going underneath furniture, the top sensor actually retracts, allowing it to fit into tight spaces. I need this because, as you saw, I've got literal tumbleweeds of pet hair that can accumulate and need suctioned up, and it collects easily under the furniture. In my testing here, the bot went many places. It got under my son's dresser and his bed. There were still some places that this was just still too big to go though. Like under our couch. I got like 2 inches of clearance there, and that's not happening. There's no bot that is that thin yet. Same with the coffee table, just not enough clearance yet for this to fit under there, even as thin as it is. But it makes it under more furniture than many other competing bots do, and I'd still count that as a win. If you're buying it for the height, just make sure you've got, that 3.5 inches of clearance there, should be good. That brings us to obstacle avoidance. I want to test 2 things in particular. 2 things in my home that trip up almost every other vacuum. First, our bathroom. The curtains here are a bit long, and anytime I run a RoboVac, I have to pick up the curtains and put them into the tub. So many bots have just come in here and sucked up the bottom of the curtains. They drive over them to clean, and they just inevitably get stuck there. To my happy surprise, the X60 Max Ultra didn't struggle at all. It was easily able to bypass the curtain and still clean the bathroom, which needed mop because my partner's hairspray had made the floor very slick recently. Glad that's also cleaned at the same time here. It's basically a known factor that if you plan to run a RoboVac in your house, you have to at least usually do some basic cleaning. Just give it a once over, look, make sure there's no traps, cables, other random things. If you've got kids or pets, there's going to be things that this could get tripped up on. So here's my test. Our son's room. I literally am opening the door here, and however the room was, that's how I left it. I opened the door and then sent in the vacuum just to see what it could do. Here you can see a sped up version of the bot navigating through the room. It got close and even kind of ran over a couple of these small toys, but nothing got suctioned up, and it managed to clean all of the carpet. I mean, considering that there was stuff everywhere. Enough that I feel comfortable hitting go on this vacuum without knowing what's on the floors. It seems very capable at navigating around and avoiding curtains, blankets, toys, and cords. And the room is also really, that carpet is really clean. There's literally no hair left on it. I was, again, very surprised. But I wanted to test one more thing after all of these tests that I've done. I realized that so far I had never checked the brushes of the robot to see if any hair had gotten tangled in there. Something that still happens with the best bots that I have tested. At this point, I've run several tests and have been using it around the home for about 2 weeks or so, constantly mopping and vacuuming. So here's the moment of truth, and you're seeing this with me at the same time. And legit, no way, there's nothing here. I was, again, so skeptical at how the dual rollers would work with so much pet hair, but Apparently they figured this out. Maybe it's the rollers or maybe it's the high suction, but they managed to stay untangled. And my carpet, again, is literally free of hair. The X60 Max Ultra pushes down on the carpet while also pulling in that dirt with 35,000 pascals of suction. I've tested a lot of vacuums, but I'm so happily surprised that not only is this super capable, but fully lives up to Dreame's marketing. It's capable enough to hold up to the demands of a real family household with lots of obstacles, messes, spills, kids, and more. And with Matter and Apple Home support, it even is easier to clean your home. If you want to give this a try, I put the link down below in the description. Thank you again to Dreame for allowing me to honestly test this bot, and let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you all in the next video.